everybody, and welcome to another Steve Henry Show. It is a very special show today. I say that every week, but it's true. We are going to pay tribute and just send a ton of love, prayers to our good friends, our people over there in Ukraine, the people on the ground, the people like you and I. Can you imagine for a moment Canada or Mexico trying to pull a stunt like what they're doing? We don't get political here on this show, but when people get hurt, that's a problem. It's a problem for me. It should be a problem for all of us. This is your show. Welcome in. If it is your first time, there's so much that usually happens here, but we're kind of starting on a really slow and just absorbing the idea of our friends and our people, our brothers and sisters, way far away. Today we're going to pay tribute and thank them. They're amazing people. They're holding on, and we're going to say a little prayer for them in a bit. But the menu, basically, this is a food show also. It's not just if you're tuning in for the first time saying what's going on with this. It is a food show. We pick an entree each week, and we basically take an ordinary item and we present it and we wow it. And that's what we're going to do today. Is no exception. It is Chicken Kiev or Chicken Kiev. Kiev is the capital of that fine country, Ukraine, and therefore we are going to honor National Poultry Day, which is today, March 19th. Happens once a year. It actually started, and we have education too, in 1951 in a little town called Versailles, Ohio. Population less than 3,000. Kind of like Hatch green chili is to us, is what poultry is to them. When the poultry wagon shows up in June for the weekend festival, there's about 50,000 people that ascend onto that city. Just like our little Hatch, there's about 35,000 people attending that 3,000 population city. So it's a unique thing to have an entree or a big item such as poultry. Now, poultry can be duck, it can be pheasant, quail, it could be a lot of different feathered fine friends of ours. Today we chose chicken in lieu of Chicken Kiev, as I mentioned, the capital of Ukraine. Our State Department recognized Kyiv, K-Y-I-V, as the capital. It was in 2004, I believe. Of course, 1991, Christmas, the whole thing split apart. We don't know all that, yada, yada, yada. But it became a country, Ukraine did, of its own making. And Kiev, the capital, they're known for their Chicken Kiev. You go to Kiev, Ukraine, I'm sure you can probably get some pretty good discount fares now, but that's yeah, whatever. But bottom line is, if you were to go there, the Chicken Kiev they present there and serve there is none other than the world. That's the finest place you can get it. We're going to try to emulate that today in lieu of our good friends, as I mentioned. Chicken Kiev is a beautiful chicken breast. We get those breasts skinned and boned. We pound them out, and then we stuff it with an herb, parsley, garlic, kind of spicy butter, and that's rolled up. It's dipped in flour, egg, and cracker meal, and then it's fried. The objective of a Kiev, a good Kiev or a true Kiev, is when you cut that Kiev breast, it explodes. And we're going to try to demonstrate that for you right here today. Explosion number one. We have dynamite just in case it doesn't work out. We're going to make an explosion one way or the other, baby. And I hope everyone had a great week. It is tough out there. Gas prices are high. There's so much. I hope this show, your channel, your show, loved ones, brings a little bit of comfort, love, and just enjoyment on a 4 o'clock afternoon or 6 o'clock or 5 o'clock, wherever you may be in this beautiful country of ours for the time being. We just want to appreciate you and thank you for coming in today, because that's all we have. We don't have much, but if we have each other, that's everything, and they can't touch us. And that's where we stand, baby. Chicken Kiev or no Kiev, it's you, and we love you. All right, if you are new, as I mentioned to the show, we have a spinner thing called a spinner. It's the spinner, baby. And we spin for $200. I give away $200, sometimes 3, 4, 5, I don't know. One day I want to stay here, literally pull up a chair here, and have you guys met Tweety? I'm going to just pull you. This is a presentation. I'm going to pull ahead a little bit. This is Tweety Bird. Now, poultry starts off with an egg, right? We have the egg. If you haven't noticed this ensemble, by the way, and I jump around and you wonder, wait, you're talking about some spinners. Okay, spinners, just a moment. But Tweety was sitting there tweeting. Tweet! Look at that bird. Now, everything here is edible. When we do a presentation for you, the objective is a menu of 6. So you can have 6 people over, your friends, your family, your neighbors, even your boss, for crying out loud, and impress the living daylights out of them with a wow effect. It's not just Chicken Kiev, it's Chicken Kiev wow. Did you see the way they presented that? Now, again, this is our carousel. We've been using this for about 3 or 4 weeks. A bird cage, watermelon, skewers, a zucchini yellow, that is the crook neck. Got to have that beak thing going. And you can see his fin, his beak, his hackles, his eyeball, laying in a little bed of parsley. Isn't that pretty? That's the bird nest. And over here is the boat. So we have a boat, A boat? How's a boat get with a bird, Steve? Well, you're going to find out, because in that boat, baby, is something pretty cool. It is where we house our Chicken Kiev, piped with a beautiful whipped potato and then browned. And so when you serve that bad boy and they lift the lid off that, they're going to, what? This is amazing. Yeah, you can do this. This is simple. And I'm going to show you exactly how to do this. We'll do it step by step with our digital downloads. All right, whenever those arrive. But bottom line is you'll be able to do it yourself with no problem. But today, that's what we're going to do. The bird cage housing the Tweety from the egg. Hey, which came first? Well, the egg came first. Or did it? I'm not sure. But anyways, we have Tweety, and we've got the boat housing the Kiev, and we have a Kiev in the oven. I'm going to show you this in 3 stages. I'm going to show you exactly how to prep and prepare and make this thing, and I'm going to show you that explosion, and I'm going to show you the presentation. It's all going to be like that. Okay, back to the spin. We do a spin. If you put your name in the comment section by saying, Steve, I'm here, okay, and a lot of you have. We got some great numbers brewing here. Wonderful. When you put your name in the spinner, it goes in there, and about 20 minutes into the show, the lovely Shanna Bodana will bring that spinner into me and I'll spin. And again, like I said, one day with the proceeds of the show, YouTube, get it? Anyways, when you get it, we will stay here till 7 o'clock spinning, and I'll be calling out $200 bills all day long. That's my objective here. Whatever comes in after bills are paid or they're sent back to you. Of course, that hasn't happened yet. You can see what's happening. We do give Jeeps away as well. We're in the car business. We give about 7 Jeeps a year away. We are on number 7 right now, meaning the show is about a year old, by golly. Matter of fact, we're going to have a 1-year party coming up with everybody here. But nonetheless, we have a Jeep giveaway coming up in 4 weeks. I've been driving that thing. It's a midnight blue Jeep. If you didn't catch the midweek video, we have a midweek video that comes out on Thursday or Friday. We usually showcase the upcoming events for the coming show on Saturday. That Jeep was showcased live in that video on Thursday, which was its release. If you didn't get to see it, you want to see it here. We'll be presenting that as we go along. It's a beautiful Jeep. It's a 13. It is a 83,000 mile Jeep. It's got low miles. That thing will last you 10 years if you take good care of it. So, and I want to deliver that somewhere. I'm going to deliver it. Is it going to be to you? Well, I don't know. Will it? Loved ones, you've got to put your name and your contact information at thenewstevehenryshow.com. From last week, Cassie Bodassi, I still don't have a checkout for you because I don't have your address, honey. We have messaged you. I've tried to get a hold of you. I think you're the last one from last week that did not get their address. So Cassie, I need your contact information. I need everybody's contact information. If you want a $200 check mailed out to you on a Monday, you got to go to thenewstevehenryshow.com. You'll see, I want the Jeep. Hit that button, bing, and just put your name in there. And I think it's your email address. I don't think we get too personal. I think that's about it. And therefore, you're in. Once you're in, you got the Jeep coming every 10 weeks. You got a lot of stuff. And I'm watching that very closely because, trust me, I like to give. And I want to also say congratulations to the jackpot winner last week. Yes, you know who you are. Ooh, when that thing, see, there's a jackpot right there. I forgot to announce exactly how I'm going to do that this week, but that's the objective right there. I've been doing that for 400 times today, and that's the first time that thing's gone off. Yes, but you know, I'm not going to get, well, congratulations. You know who you are. You won $500. That check should be arriving, if not today, first thing Monday, for just being a participant of the New Steve Henry Show. So we like to give away. That's what we do here. All right, without further ado, it is, as I said, a cooking show. We are going to start off with the presentation. Let's start off with that. You met Tweety Bird. Tweety Bird is just the garnish. You put that now. A lot of people will say, well, we need some starch and vegetable. That's what the objective here is. You would put some rice or perhaps a vegetable in the bird cage, and you could actually make that bird cage with a door, swing it open with a spoon. Naturally, not a real spoon. We use a edible spoon, and I would show you how that would be done. But nonetheless, that is cool. Now, over here, we're just going to take this apart real quick, and this is just on the whipped potato. There's your Chicken Kiev or Chicken Kiev. That comes right out of the oven and onto a bed of whipped potato. We pipe a little potato around that, and what we would normally do, and I'll show you by the time the show ends, we'll flame that up a little bit and brown that potato with a flame. A flame, baby! That's right. So that's our Kiev. And so they just cut that. What is that? That's a spaghetti squash. It's edible. It's also been cooked. There's a layer of marinara under there. It's got all stuff going on. But the Chicken Kiev rests on that bed of whipped potato with a pipe potato bed liner, and there's your lid. So there's your presentation. And that is sitting on a bed of aspic, or gelatin as it's known. The colors of our fine friends over there in Ukraine, we have taken the liberty of putting blue and yellow everywhere. We have blue and yellow toilet paper in the bathroom. Has anybody noticed that? That was pretty freaking cool. I ordered that off Amazon. But bottom line is, before we get started with the food, I just want to say very quickly, but powerfully to everybody there in Ukraine that's suffering right now, and that's a lot of people, loved ones. I hope the Lord puts a safety net around you and just protects you through this melees. It too shall pass, and when it does, we'll be stronger and better for it somehow, some way. Why this happens, we don't know, but we just know that it's sad. It's very sad what happens, and man, I'll tell you what, they're people too. They're our brothers and sisters, and I just pray that you look after them, Lord. Put that safety net around what's left of them and their country, and get those people back on track. Amen. Okay, here we go. We're going to start off with the chicken breast. Now, the chicken breast is nothing more than a skinned bird, a breast, okay? We take the fat, we trim it all out. This is what we get. We get a butterfly kind of looking ensemble here. This has already been pounded out, because if I pound this out, the rooster gets a little PO'd, and who knows what else happens around here. But nonetheless, we go ahead and we tenderize that with a little mallet. This is the mallet, just a simple little steel mallet, and without making a lot of noise, just tap, 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 tap. You'll see the presentation there. And basically what that does is prepare itself for a nice roll. Okay, now we roll that up. We take the butter. Now the butter should be frozen. First of all, you're going to melt the butter, and you're going to add your parsley, your garlic. I like to put cayenne, but I like to see a little substance in there as well. So there's some red pepper flakes in there. And by the way, Sheila bought a car, right? Right, Martha, Shannon, mother and daughter team. You bought cars here in the last couple days at Exodus Auto Sales. If you are watching, I am prepared to pay you $200 if I pull that name out. So congratulations to your new purchases there. I just wanted to say that very high too. And Cassie, again, I need your address. Cassie, if you don't get me your address, I will hunt you down for that $200. Okay, the Kyiv butter, or the Kyiv butter as it's called, and it sounds so simple, but this flavor and the whole objective of this entree is for it to come out frozen. Okay, you want this frozen when you go to roll this up. Why, Steve? Well, when you go to cook it, it's going to slowly melt from the inside, which bastes entirely the inside of your chicken breast. Now, of course, that's been pounded and tenderized, so you got a lot of little holes in there. The whole objective is for this butter to self-marinate and just baste itself into the chicken as it goes into the oven. Now, we have an oven going here. I'm going to pull that out. Time constraints, I have to do this in 3 different stages, but you will see exactly how this works. All right, without further ado, we're putting the frozen butter concoction. And again, this is nothing more than parsley, some garlic, some fresh whole butter, of course, the red pepper flakes, and you could put a lot in there. Why not, you know? Let's just have this. We're going to have an explosion, baby! Okay, do we have fireworks never close by? Just in case. All right, so we are going to roll that up like a fine little cigar, okay? Now, again, that's nice and tight. And is that a little big? Yeah, it's pretty big. But I don't recommend just toothpicks. I use skewers, kind of hard with some gloves here, but only three. So you want to web this thing in, and you want to just kind of fold it over and make sure that that gets a nice tight fit. Okay, so that is a nice snug middle section there. We have 2 ends to tie up, and then we're going to do that. These are a little bit too long, but we're going to go ahead and do that. Yeah, see, with gloves, it's kind of hard. And I use gloves. Why do you use gloves, Steve? Well, for sanitary purposes, basically. I just want everybody to know that, you know, we take precautions here, and this was done through COVID. This show started right in the middle of the COVID season, so we take all kinds of precautions. All right, so after years and years and years of doing this, it's quite simple for me to do this, but nonetheless, here is, wow, you could literally throw a bomb. You could throw the touchdown pass with this chicken, and it will still stay intact. It is basically, we got its 3 corners in, and that is one beautiful bird. Now, what do you do with that bird? We also want to make sure it gets cooked. That's the thing. We're going to go ahead and light the burners. Again, this is a portable show. We don't have, again, if you're new to the show, we don't have the luxury of a kitchen. The Gordon Ramsays, the Martha Stewarts, God bless them, they for a very good browning of your bird. And we will put that into the fry base now, and that is going to be good like so. We're going to take some gloves off. It's going to be a little bit easier to prepare this way, and you will see how we begin our process. What we're looking to do here basically is just brown this bird to the point where it's perfectly brown. Now, of course, it's going to be very rare bird in the middle, but that's okay. The oven obviously takes care of that in the 20 to 30 minutes that it stays in the oven. You don't want to sauce it again, because you'll have a perfectly basted bird when that comes out. So that's going to brown. We got about 5 minutes. My goodness, this time flies fast. 5 minutes to get your name in that spinner, loved ones. And again, we're going to do this 3 or 4 times. When you put your name in the comment section, say, Steve, I am here. We basically will spin you, and I'll pull that name out, and we'll have a winner. I'll send some checks out Monday, but again, I do need your addresses. It's very, very important that your addresses. Your pastry bag houses your mashed potato or your whipped potato. I'm going to show you basically how that's going to do it right now. As we do this, we're going to go ahead and pull this bird right out of the oven, and we are going to show you exactly how this goes. you would literally put your mashed potato or your piped potato. Your piped potato, there's a balloon in my face. You would pipe your potato in there like so, give or take. And then of course, oh my Lord have mercy. Is that not something to look for? And then we would literally pipe this potato around like so. We got to flip a bird. Don't turn your back on the bird, boy. Look at that beautiful brownness there. That's what we're shooting for. We're going to brown that on all 4 corners. All right, and again, we're just going to go ahead and fill in the gaps on this bad boy. And again, you would brown this as I showed you with our torch. And that is just going to be one. You just want to basically fill in your centers here. And so you have no gaps, okay, no gaps. And voila, that you get the idea, okay? That's the idea. And this bird is looking good, good, good. Now again, we're just looking for that brown, but see the crunchy, the texture of this chicken has a nice crispy finish. And again, that's that panko, P-A-N-K-O, a breadcrumb, a heavy duty breadcrumb, okay? So this would be, I'm just going to leave that right there. We would literally brown that as you saw earlier with our demonstration here, and bam. Now I would like to cut that bad boy. I promised you that. Again, we are going to make sure that all 4 corners of this bird is perfectly browned. And oh my goodness gracious, that is just absolutely gorgeous. So I promised you that. So we're going to go ahead and do that now. We're going to go ahead and pull that bird out. I just, again, wanted to show you just the whole aspect of how this works. Bada boom, bada bing, baby. I'm just going to go ahead and there it goes. Whoa, you see that? Just a major explosion of butter. Look at that. Oh my God. And that is what you're looking for. See the steam rolling off that? That literally, loved ones, is the perfect rendition of Chicken Kiev, or Chicken Kiev as it's known. You have a beautiful, and I mean gorgeous, explosion there of garlic butter. Now what that's going to do, the whipped potato that you piped in there earlier is your mop. That is how that is set in there. And again, I'm going to put that back in there. What's the objective there is for that butter just to ooze out of that chicken onto your potato, which is then mopped up with your fork, and baby, you know where that goes next, into your lips, and that'll be the best tasting Chicken Kiev that you ever tasted in your life. Now, it's not so hard to do. It's pretty hard to do a competition with a Chicken Kiev. I'm just going to put that on the floor for right now. I'll put that over here. Actually, I might make room. This is the spinner, loved ones, and again, room has always been a problem here at the new Steve Henry Show. Thank you so much. The spinner has arrived, and you know what that means? That is always an ample giveaway. We love, love, love to give here at the new Steve Henry Show. I don't know why we got that on that way, but, and as you can see, room is of constraints. Okay, so this bird is now about ready for, we're going to go ahead and turn that burner off. That's a little butter coming out. Every once in a while, don't freak out if you have a little butter leaking out. It's not going to be a problem, but then again, that would go right into your oven here. And again, I'm just going to, for simplicity, I'm going to just put that right there. Oh, that's beautiful. And that would go into your oven. And you see, I'll see you in 25 minutes. Okay, that's how that works. And again, the Chicken Kiev comes out and presented this way. One more time on the presentation before I let this loose. This is Tweety Bird. Tweety Bird, say hello to the loved ones of the new Steve Henry Show. A crookneck squash, leave a little bit of that tip on there, put a carrot and make that beak, as you can do that little V and then make that insertion. You can see the hackles are the same thing. It's a carrot. You can just weave 3 little V's into a rounded carrot, pull those apart, and then notch that into that head of that. Get an eyeball. Now, you can use all kinds of different things, but for eyeballs. But again, and the backdrop is the bell pepper. It's a red bell pepper cap that you'd cut off in half, slip that on there, and your tail feathers is another V from the red pepper itself. And it usually, like I said, will sit on a bed of green beans, perhaps. You can weave that into a nest. I've seen that done before. That's pretty cool, actually. All right, so without further ado, we are running up against time. It's 25 past the hour. I want to say thank you again for tuning in. This is a show that goes too fast. 30 minutes is just not long enough, but it gives you an idea for an entree. Next week's going to be kind of interesting. We have a National Whiskey Day next week. We're going to do a dessert. Ooh, yes, for you that like your sweets, we're going to do a dessert next week. It's going to be awesome. Very awesome. But the combination of a whiskey, now for those that don't do whiskey, not a problem. We've got a solution for that. But basically a peanut butter whiskey with a Chambord or a raspberry liqueur would make like a peanut butter and jelly kind of thing. You follow me? With some crepes. Ooh, and some flam. Oh, you know we love our flames here, baby. All right, Steve, come. Spinner number 1, and we got a mess here today. Pardon my mess, my mess. Spinner number 1, we always spin 1, 2, or 3. I'm feeling pretty good as usual. The first person always leads off. This is a $200 spin. We do this every week at this time. Again, by doing this, how do you do it? You just say, I'm here, Steve, in the comments section, and we just love to give some money away. We're always thinking of ways to give money away. Don't forget Jeep, 4 weeks away. That's going to be on the 16th of April after that dreaded day of April 15th. Tweety Bird, I think that's pretty cool. I just actually came up with that. I saw that in a picture, something similar, not this, but I designed this myself, the bird cage I'd never seen before. It's got the handle. It's really kind of cool. And again, you could make a door, reach in there and do your green beans. All right, Steve, here, oh, wow. You know what? We were just talking to you a couple days ago about this very thing, winning the first $200. You showed up here with your mom, Josaney from Mountain Air, New Mexico. Congratulations, my good friend. You are the winner of the first $200 giveaway on the Steve Henry Show, the National Poultry Day. And we celebrated National Poultry Day today with the entree Chicken Kiev, or Kyiv as it's known, representing the capital of the greatest, one of the greatest countries on earth right now, fighting for their lives, those people. And there's a man, again, I don't get too political on this show, but I just wanted to show you this guy. He's not a coward. He's staying there with his people, and he is saying, you know what, I'm not leaving. I'm sure he's got plenty of hits out on his head, but you know what? He's a trooper. That guy is sticking around. He's not fleeing the country with the jets and the gold and the money and the shoes like some other people have done in the past. This guy's sticking around, and this is the kind of guy that we want to have on our team. And so we just say to you, sir, just take care of your people. Okay, my goodness. This is somebody probably new. Mimi Del Aguilar, I believe, if I'm pronouncing that correctly. And if anybody knows me by now, the name and me don't get along too well. I still have a problem with my name. Steve! Okay, yeah, and we're gonna show it right. That's the person. That's Mimi. Is that Mimi? Mimi, okay. We had a little argument with a black pen, it looks like, but that's okay. You lady are the winner of another $200. That's 2. All right, cool. We'll keep talking here. Frank, I hope the dogs are in. They're not chasing Frank. I call you Frank, and I think of NASCAR Frank, our NASCAR fan, Frank. Randy. See my name problem here? All right, and we have a baby coming, Stephanie, my good friends, Stephanie, and Arnaldo, they're in Chicago. You guys are going to have a baby. That'll be our 4th one on the show. Of course, Rick at 777, and little mama had a baby here. I believe Alicia was our very first one. I'm not sure. Gosh, I could just read those comments. Ophelia's there. Carrie T, that's Supermom. I love you, Supermom. You know what? That woman, I'll tell you what, she is an amazing woman. One day when you got about 3 hours, I'll tell you a story about that woman. She is amazing woman. Wow, can 2 brothers win on the same day? Is that possible? Get the board of directors in here. Can 2 brothers win on the same day? Xavier Peralta, what's going on with Mountain Air, New Mexico? I don't know, but you are the winner of the 3rd one, baby. Let's give it up for the brothers of Mountain Air, New Mexico. Wow, I'd like to give something away long distance today, but it looks like it's going to be a local one, although I'm not sure who number 1 was. Loved ones, this has been a great show. I can talk on forever. I just want to sit here like this. I'm not kidding you. Maybe with a coal in my hand till 7 o'clock at night giving these away. I would love nothing more than to just give $200 bills away all day long. And just give it all back, basically what it boils down to. Because this is your show. It's your channel. Do me a favor. Share this channel. We need this thing to grow so we can do some big things. I want to do such big things for you. It's been a great pleasure having you in my office. I'd say living room, but it's not a living room. For this week, this is the National Poultry Day going bye-bye. Chicken Kiev, Ukraine, we love you. Stay strong, people. Stay strong. Love you. We'll see you next week for some peanut butter and jelly crepes that you will just blow your mind. We'll see you next week. Love you. Bye. Bam!